Hi, this is Ralph. Today I'm going to show you a new program that I wrote for fun the other day, and it will be basically what it does is it goes to Yahoo Finance and collects the SPY, the SPY data, historical data, and then put it into the CSV and and also into the pickle. So that is for like data analysis in the future. Okay, so this is a very simple, straightforward one. Okay, well, let me go to this is the program itself. The script itself is so as you see, that is basically say it will go to the uh, it will do the stock end of day Python. This is where it is. Okay, so what it does is first thing, in order to do the Python script, we'll do the import OS, the import the sys library, import the CSV library because we are going to use that a lot, and import the datetime, and so we'll put it into datetime and time delta. Now we'll be using the time data so that we will advance 1 day uh, uh, to see what is whether we reach the end of day, but I'll explain it afterward. And then we'll do the now this one. Okay, we will do the request here. Okay, what it will do is actually will go to the Yahoo website to scrape the to check whether to scrape the timestamp and see whether it's at the market close time. It will be interesting. So the next one will be the panda, and this one panda-datareader. So because now panda-datareader is not part of panda, so that's what it is. Now so we also use BS4, which is beautiful soup 4, and in order to do web scraping, and then we also use pickle, so we can save all the information into the pickle for the data serialization. And then now this one, it is fixed Yahoo Finance, because it's actually associated with the pandas data reader. What happened is that a few months ago, Yahoo actually blocked out the people to download the historical data. So basically, there is a workaround. So they call it call this library the fixed Yahoo Finance. Is you need that in order to start. Okay, now let's get to the part how to use it. The first thing, you need to import this thing as as the variable, and then you use the PDR override. Okay, now the next thing is basically I only do one symbol. So basically, there's a lot of things that you can modify here. You will see like this type of things. Okay, the symbol that I want to do. Okay, now this is the earliest date that I could find. Okay, basically what I call the start date, and this is the earliest date I could find on basically the Yahoo historical data I can find, and I tried it on Facebook and other things, and seems to be working. And this, if you go to the Yahoo Finance, okay, let me show you how I did it. Okay, okay, finance.yahoo.com. Now, if you take a look at SPY, okay, now let's say mask. Let me see whether I can find this thing here. Here this is one way of seeing it, but actually I find it. Oh, here it is. Sorry about this. Now all you have to do is go down all the way to this. So you go to historical data, you choose the time period, and you go to the max, and you see the start. When you click on the max, you will see the start date. Now this is the very early start date that you can find about it. Okay, so all you have to do is put it in there, and then this is how you get the quote. Okay, so if you take a look at this, and let's see whether I can find it in the right way. Okay, now when you go back to the summary, you can find this. This is where the quote is, and then this is the symbol, and this is the portfolio. Now, and so that basically explains how I got this information, and this is how I break this. This is how I do the scraping of the URL and break it down, and how do I get the symbol and then put it together. Now, this is an information that you might need to know. Okay, and in order to get consistent result. Now this is called a rounding digit. So basically what happened is, if you go to when you draw the data from the CSV, let me see whether I can show you. No, you won't be able to see on the web page, but when you download the data, you will see there's a lot of it will do the rounding all the way up to like a 5 to 6 digit after. So but keep it in mind, because otherwise if you take this thing out, okay, the data will be like 0.0 upon 0.00000 something 999 or something, and just keep it in there. Well, if you want to play around with it, change it to something else. Okay, let's say change it to 9, and then you will see what I'm talking about. It's really funny. So basically what I did is roll it down here. Okay, so we actually have a function to do that. Now so now the next thing I'm going to introduce some functions that I use. Okay, so this one, okay, this is a defined function to do a date conversion. Basically what it does is it will use the date that you read from I'll most likely do a quick one here. So basically it happens when you read a CSV file. Let's say you already create a CSV file. So what it will do is this slide here. It will get all this date information: open, close, high and low, adjust, closed, and volume. And but then when you do the CSV, when you read the date into this, when you read the date, it will have like let me show you. Maybe that is a better way. Okay, so now you see there's no price rounding. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Save it. And okay. What I did wrong here was actually when I wrote this this thing I actually wrote it on the in the Linux. No, actually, I always have a tendency of saving it in the Linux Unix format, and then in this case, actually, I put it back into the Windows and Windows format, and then it will fix the issue. Anyway, sorry about that. So let's show you. Okay, so basically, you see this. This date here is 2014712. That's December 29th, which is the last day of the trading day. And so what will happen is actually is it will read it into the panda data format. Okay, and the panda data format will have this date and a timestamp. So what this function will do is that it will do the one with the timestamp is what we call is in the datetime format. So what this one will do is that it will do the function called a lookup, and it will convert this in to trim out the time function so that it make it consistent when you retrieve the data from the market and then append to it. I'll explain it a little bit later afterward. Now you will see, okay, when I read the CSV file, the delimiter is comma, and I didn't use a index. Now I turn it off so that I can have the index column, and then because when I do the index column, I'll have to like unindex it and then reset the index and then rearrange it. So most likely it's easier for me to take out to change it into false so that I can massage the data. Now okay, so basically let's see, I should not be jumping around, but anyway, so I'll do an so I'm going back to the part where I did finish talking about the lookup function. Okay, so now this part is where I do the rounding. Remember I talked about the .0000001. Okay, I have that information right there. Okay, so what happened is that so when I did that, so I did a rounding to all the way 1 2 3 4 5 6 digit. Actually in most cases I don't think you will need to down to that part anyway. Is like the pricing is basically tells you is like 268.53 instead of like 256.52 and 9999, and so but it's good to know. Okay, so you need to know about this information, because if you take out that, you will get inconsistent data every single time you run it. So now by doing this, actually you can see that is now the information that you need to modify, okay, which is the data frame that you need to modify, is the open, high, low, close, adjust, close. And so basically that it does basically do the rounding. Now this one, the next function that we want to talk about is actually it check whether the CSV file exists or not, and then if it does, and it say true. If it's not, then it say false. And then now I do another function called write to CSV. Is basically dump the data frame into a CSV, and then boom, done. Now this one I need to explain it slightly. So okay, so basically this is a function check whether the market is not closed. Okay, if it's not closed, then it's a let's say it's here. Now it will check for this line, and especially check for this word. Now let's do an inspect element, and I'll show you how it was done. I mean, it's much more fun if you see exactly how people does it. And let me see. I think so. Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, it tells you, oh, this is the element that you're looking for. So what? Let me show you slightly in detail here. So basically, what it is basically use the beautiful URL lib to do a request to scrape the Yahoo CS Yahoo URL. Remember we talked about that before. Okay, I already explained it. So basically, you scrape this URL link, and then get the content inside there, and then you will find for the quote market lotus, which you see right there. Okay, and then you go into that line and you get the text, and then you look for this word, this very specific word. Okay, if it's a close, then basically say, oh well, you can get data now. You can get the historic data now. It's pretty simple. Now let's go to this is how I did this web scraping part. So for detection. Now let's do next thing. Okay, now this function basically saved to the pickle file. So what I did was I opened up pickle file with the file name. You can see. Well, one good thing is that you define all this information at the very beginning, so you won't have to worry too much about. Maybe. Okay, so basically what you see. Let me see where I can find it. Okay, the symbol. Now. Oh, here it is, sorry. And so this is where I define the pickle file. So all you, because it's basically so this is how I define one of the variable. This is where I put all the variables is. Most of the constant are right. I mean constant. This is what I call a constant. Actually, this one I should put it down with the variables definition. It will make it easier. So basically, it's called the symbol. Let's say in this case, symbol is SPY and then dot CSV underscore pickle. So basically, I open a pickle file and make sure it's right binary. Okay, and it will do a pickle dump, which is the data frame itself, and then right after that, it will do a pickle out. Okay, pickle underscore out, which is at the file handler, and don't close. Okay, that will close the file, and you better make sure that you close that, otherwise you have an open file handler. Okay, now let's go to the main program itself. I already said that before. So basically, CSV will check for the CSV file exists or not. So basically, it calls a function, and then the variable CSV underscore exist is defined there. Okay, and then it will define the CSV file name, which is the file name is equal to symbol plus .csv, and pickle file we are already now if we have three new variable. Now is equal to datetime.now. Okay, today datetime dot date. Okay, now actually comes back with a time. Today comes back with a date. Moment. What is that? This is another definition for this moment, but I don't remember whether I use it or not. But anyway, oh, interesting. I forgot. I don't think I did. Anyway, so let's see the logic flow. So basically, it will say if the CSV exists. Now, if the CSV file exists, what it does is it will call the panda, and then it will read the CSV file, and then it will say, okay, file name in which I already defined before. Okay, so you come back with a df, which is data frame. Okay, and we will convert all those date column in the data frame into a date format that trim out the time inside the datetime format. Then it will look for the last entry. Now, this last entry you will see will be useful. Okay, so what it will do is go for it will actually get the last entry date. Now, what is basically let's say the last entry date is in this case is December 29th. So you will come back with December 29, 2017. Now, the next thing is that it will say, okay, I want to know what's the next entry date in this, which is 2017 December 30th. Now, if you take a look, December 30th happens to be a Saturday. So Saturday, there's no trading day. So now you see we define define two variable. One is called time date and the other one is called time delta. So basically we are moving for next entry day is moving forward for a day. So now and then the next entry day we just need the date, we don't need the time. So so we get the information and then say we compare whether today's date is now. Today's is now.date, and so we is basically okay. Today what I'm doing now is actually a oops. Today is actually January 1st anyway. So here it is. Okay, today is January 1st, 2018. So is less to this next entry is less than today's date or equal to today's date. So what it will do is it will go to the Yahoo and get this information based on the historical data. So it states the start date is December 30th, 2000. So now this is the part that you need to know. That's why I create all this logic. And so if the market is not closed, in which then it will take out the last entry and say today is not closed, because actually you need to know whether it's like because what happens if it's the market is not closed, you keep retrieving the data and modifying, and your data will not be accurate at all. So that's why I say, well, throw out the last set of data. It's junk. So until you most likely you have to do this at the when the market is closed. Okay, if the market is closed, then this last set of data will be okay. Then after that, then you say, okay, I need to reset the index, and then I need to modify it. And after I reset the index, so I'll make sure the last entry is not duplicate with the 1 today's entry. And so if it's a holiday or weekend, then everything will be totally screwed up. So last entry day, and to make sure, and then you append the data into the data frame at the end of the data frame. Okay, and then and then the next thing you do is re-index the data again to make it consistent. And then here's the neat part. I need to explain this what I'm doing here a little bit. Okay, actually sometimes when you do when you set an index of and then it looks fine when you do when you examine it in the Python, but then when you flush the data into the CSV file, the column is is wrong. It is totally wrong from the one that you see in the Python. So in order to ensure that you don't get messed up, so you basically rearrange it. So you say open, high, low, close, adjust close and volume, which is the exact way that you run. You got it from the Yahoo. So it'll make it easier. And then if you decide to just handmade and then copy and paste from Yahoo download CSV, you can just copy and paste that way. Okay, and then interesting. Okay, I don't need this line here. Okay, because it's already defined up. I'm quite sure I defined it up there. Oh, here it is, rounding decimal. So we really don't need to rewrite the rounding decimal here. Okay, so I'll take out this line. And that's why. Okay. While I'm fixing this, I might want to change this. Okay, to make it consistent. Looks a little. I know. Okay, so then it will do the rounding. Where am I? Oh, here it is. Okay, so basically you do the put the data frame into the price rounding figure. So it'll do the open, high, low, close, adjust, close, except the volume, like the one that we defined before: open, high, low, close, adjust, close. Because there's no need to do a rounding of the. We want to keep the volume not touch. So right after you do the rounding, and then refresh the data in the data frame into a CSV file, and then we save the data frame into a pickle file. So that what we do is you can just use the data pickle file and then pass it to somebody else, or pass it to another server, or another program to pick up the pickle file and then use the data frame right there. Okay, now let's say this is only in the condition when the CSV exists. Oh no, this is the condition, this part. Okay, only does when the next entry date is less than or equal to today. Let's say what happened is, if somebody say, I already retrieved today data and I'll just rerun it again, then the next entry date will be say tomorrow's. So if that means that next entry date is greater than today, then you say, well, the latest data, tomorrow's data is not available yet. So that's why you basically say, forget it. Now, then that covers, okay, the next entry date is yes or no. Now, let's go back and let's say if this is the first time you run this program and the CSV data does not exist. So what will happen? So all we'll do is that it will say, okay, go to Yahoo and get the data. Now, see this, you will go to the earliest date. Now that is where why all this constant was in place at the very first place. So that's how I found out about it. Okay, so 1993 January 29th. Okay, so then we'll do the rounding of the data, the pandas data frame, and then you write it to the CSV, you save it to the pickle, boom, and then that basically concludes what this program does. Okay, now let's say okay, so let's see. Okay, let's say I didn't have this program. Okay, I'll save this program. Now, all I have to do is let me also delete the spy.csv. Okay, now, so let's run this program for the first time. It looks so it's very easy. So here you go, and it will call this function, and it is chunking away. Bim, bim. Wow, this is slow. Must be something is doing it in the background. Let's see what is that doing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what's on 942? Oh, okay. Yeah. Rounding decimal. So what happened is it will do that. So basically I'm going to 117 because it's the first time I run it. Yep. So, and then it will do the price parsing. This is strange. Oh gosh, must be some sort of timeout anyway. So anyway, one of the worst thing is that try not to do it on a VM. Anyway, so let's take a look. Maybe I should. Okay, let's do it for one more time and see what in the world. Oh yeah. Okay, so most likely I come across some sort of timeout that makes it bombed. Okay, so there is basically no problem with the data logic. So anyway, and maybe I should do a CSV instead. Yeah. Okay, it is. Da, da, da. Maybe I should give this virtual machine a little bit more RAM the next time. Poor thing. I drag it all the way to. So basically, you see at the very beginning, Yahoo only have 4 digits. So as time goes by, it's most likely they improve on the data, but actually end up giving more crap at the back. Anyway, so you see this thing is now all the way to the 6th digit. Now, this is gonna be fun. Let's say I play around with it and I say, well, anything after, let's say I was away. Okay, so you basically can modify this CSV file if any way you want. All you have to do is take out those entry. Let's say you say I'm away, and then I just come back from the trip, and then this is the last CSV. So that I got. So what it will do is it will go to this entry. Okay, this logic, or the CSV exists. Okay, the last entry is, let's say, December 22nd. The next entry is December 23rd. In this case, which is a holiday. So let's see. Oh, here it is. It's a Saturday, so you cannot run this program on Saturday. So it will say. So what it will do is that it will, let's save this data and let's run this program again. Then just bing bong. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. So basically finish it. Now this is a good thing about this editor, is that when it modify, it tells you want to renew it. So you see the last entry is the 22nd now, and the next thing 26, 27, 29, 29. So it's right there. Okay, so that basically concludes how all this, the data flow of this thing, how I did collect the data, how I check whether the market is closed, and I hope you love it. And the next time, if I have time, I'll try to incorporate this CSV file or pickle file and show how it works if I have time. Anyway, have a good day.